Hi there. It says I'm live. There we go. There's the numbers. All righty. Welcome to This Day in History for December 18th. December 18th is the 352nd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 353rd in leap years, with 13 days remaining to the end of the year. 1 week to Christmas Day. Today's word is diaspora. Diaspora is a noun that means the dispersion of any people from their original homeland. It can also refer to people so dispersed. And I suppose there's not any distinction made as to whether the people were forcefully dispersed or voluntarily dispersed. This word comes to us from Greek word parts that mean across and scatter. Diaspora. I'd like to take a moment to mention that links to my research are included in the show notes. Ask you to go ahead and click that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with others. There's also a link in the show notes to my This Day in History playlist. I'll be sure and put a link up in the corner there in the iCards. And with that, we're going to start with 1787, when New Jersey became the third state to ratify the U.S. Constitution on December 18th, 1787. The national anthem of the Russian Empire, God Save the Tsar, was performed for the first time on December 18th, 1833. I wondered what that might sound like. So, everything in the world is on the internet somewhere. So I actually went to YouTube and found a version of it. I've placed a link in the show notes if you're curious to hear what God Save the Tsar sounds like. On December 18th, 1865, the U.S. Secretary of State, William Seward, proclaimed the adoptions of the 13th Amendment prohibiting slavery throughout the USA. This is the birthday of Joseph Stalin, born December 18th, 1878. He lived to the age of 74. He was a harsh taskmaster. A lot of people died under his watch, whether he killed them directly or worked them to death or starved them to death. Not someone I would enjoy working under. Tchaikovsky's ballet, The Nutcracker, premiered in St. Petersburg, Russia on December 18th, 1892. The 18th Amendment to the United States Constitution was proposed on December 18th, 1917. And when I read that, it struck me as funny, the 18th on the 18th. That's the one about the prohibition of alcohol, by the way. It was ratified by the required number of states on January 16, 1919. Now, it didn't ban the consumption of alcohol, but it did prohibit the sale, manufacture, and distribution of it. Anyone caught selling, manufacturing, or distributing alcoholic beverages would be arrested. This didn't entirely stop these activities, but drove them underground. Eventually, the 18th Amendment was repealed by the 21st Amendment and is so far the only amendment to be repealed. The Chicago Bears defeated the Portsmouth Spartans in the first NFL playoff game on December 18th, 1932, to win the NFL championship. Saturn's moon, Epimetheus, was discovered on December 18th, 1966, by astronomer Richard Walker. It's named after the mythological Epimetheus, brother of Prometheus. The name Epimetheus literally means afterthinker, which we can translate as hindsight. Prometheus, I put the emphasis on the first syllable, but that's not exactly how it goes. Prometheus is how that is. Prometheus literally means forethinker, which we can translate as foresight. Prometheus and Epimetheus are a mythological pair of titans who were said to act as representatives of mankind, with Prometheus being seen as ingenious and clever, while Epimetheus was seen as foolish, probably because he acts before he thinks. Let there be a lesson for you. Think before you act. Well, there's a little side trip for you. Back to astronomy, in case you haven't noticed, planets, moons, and other celestial bodies in our solar system and perhaps beyond, we tend to name them after mythological characters. And this naming convention is not limited to ancient Greek and Roman deities. I've also seen celestial objects named after Hawaiian, Indian, and Asian deities. Back to today's point of history, though. Saturn's moon, Epimetheus, discovered December 18th, 1966. The United Arab Emirates held its first ever elections on December 18th, 2006. And there was at least one each plane crash and train wreck on December 18 in various years. And that's all I have for you today. I hope you learned something you didn't know before. I know I sure did. I always do. As always, links to my research are included in the show notes. Don't forget about the playlist to the rest of the series. I'll make sure to get a link up there. I'll also add a link for last year's version of This Day in History. Covers some similar things, some different things, and go a little more in depth on other things. So let's see, anything else? Nope, that's it. All righty then. Well, thanks for watching and have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time.